Silent time. Ooh, random rare relic is available. Are there any way to get a free elite? No. First 3 combats always leads us to here. And our act boss is, drumroll please, the Guardian. Not a slime boss act, and better yet, late elites that are easy for the silent to kill act. Potentially 3 elites after the chest, which oh my goodness, wow, we can get upgrade, and then still fight 3 elites afterwards. That's mental to me, how generous this act layout looks at first glance. You always love to see the elites as late as possible, with the fires being, generally speaking, earlier. That way you can prepare yourself adequately for the challenges that follow. Tackling these elites with upgraded cards should be no problem at all. With no shop coming up immediately, trading our money for a rare relic could be a really good way to get this run started. I think taking an upgrade on Neutralize would also be just fine, allowing this run to have a ton of upgrade density through Act 1 and Act 2. Would never gamble this on the boss swap. I think we're already in a very good position. Not really in a position to take on this Burning Elite unless something truly miraculous were to occur in the first few floors. I don't know what I would have to see to make me go left. Maybe if this is a fossilized helix, but then I'm taking no gold into a shop, it's really hard to want to go this way. So I'm personally either thinking the rare relic or the upgrade. Personally, I favor rare relic starts because there's more variance. I don't know what I'm going to get versus upgrading card. I do know what I'm going to get. And that's less interesting. But simply having the numerical edge with the upgraded Neutralize could be very, very nice. It also means we're 99 gold up for the rest of the run. So I think there's valid reasons to not take the rare relic, but I'm going to take the rare relic and I'm going to be massively rewarded for so doing. That's one of the things that could maybe let me fight a Burning Elite. Gambling Chip is probably the single best relic for Silent to find. I mean that. It makes your turn 1 massively good on a character who's already got a massively good turn 1, allowing you to discard any of your 7 opening cards to gain new ones. And that potentially means here on turn 1, I can actually just choose my opening hand, essentially. There are 6 cards in the draw pile. I have 7 cards in my hand. I can choose any combination. And what I want to do this turn is strike, defend, neutralize, survivor. So let us draw exactly 6 cards to get that exact hand. Like so. Neutralize you, strike you, block this way, and lose the Ascender Spade. And then we take 2 here, which is very reasonable. Don't think there was any way to prevent that possibility. But there might have been. This is interesting. I think we should take a damage option here. Blade Dance probably has more chances to get good, but with the Gambling Chip already in the deck, I really like leaning into the discard word as a concept a little bit by taking this Dagger Throw. If I have a Dagger Throw and a Gambling Chip, it becomes really easy to take something like a Sneaky Strike or an Eviscerate as my second card. I think there's a lot of cool possibilities we can do from there. The Blade Dance does do more damage and is no nonsense. But I'm a fan very much of first card Dagger Throw on Silent, and I think I will continue to be. And I think we found the circumstances that make me take a Burning Elite in this act. Look at this. I'm offered 275 gold if I'm willing to take a Regret Curse. So I can get a massive advantage here. If I'm willing to immediately then go to the shop, we get to spend almost 300 gold there. 75 gold for removal. 200 gold is enough to buy a relic or card and potion. We get 2 more fights, and then we fight a Burning Elite with our gambling chip and whatever we picked up at the store. That's a very, very strong open. And I really love it. I can't believe that I just minutes ago was talking about how I would never ever do this. And now here we are. I'm going this way. Amazing. Just amazing. It was actually correct to take the Blade Dance, by the way, for anyone who was wondering, because here we couldn't go accuracy plus Blade Dance. I probably still am going to go accuracy plus Blade Dance. There's also the Clockwork Souvenir, which lets us block vulnerable. Or, well, lets us block a debuff in any combat, whatever that combat might be. What happened to your music, Mr. Merchant? Hello? And yes, those are fear potions. I, for one, am thinking that what we do here is remove our curse, and then go Blade Dance plus accuracy to get a really strong damage combo, along with the fear potion, to ensure that this Burning Elite goes down. With the gambling chip, setting up our damage like this is going to be quite reliable. Gotta buy the music DLC. Dang. Well, I'll buy this. I'll buy this. If we see another Blade Dance, we'll take it. And we have some cash for the future. Do we end up going full Shiv from here? Who knows, but I like where we're headed. Welcome back, music. Who's the neutralize, too? For shame, accuracy. Oh, we just win? Good. Caw. Options. I really like this reflex. I took this dagger throw so that I could take a reflex and feel okay about it. I will definitely add more draw discard effects from here, I'm sure. Being able to discard this on turn 1 is mighty good, though. That said, Calculated Gamble and Piercing Wail are both incredible silent cards in their own right, which makes it difficult for me to prefer reflex to them. But I do. I do. I also like that reflex doesn't make the Dob angry. Keep the block cards. You can also use Survivor Reflex. Don't forget that's a thing. Let's choose to take 1 here so that we can Blade Dance accuracy. Just to ensure we don't get nommed on by the worm on the following turn. Endless Agonies are also very good with Gambling Chip because you can discard them on turn 1 to draw new cards, and then they'll duplicate themselves again when you draw them again. It's also just a little bit of front-loaded damage, which is appreciated. Catalyst doesn't fit in here, nor does the Heal Hook, but Agony is completely fine. Each time we redraw the Agony, it's kind of like an 8 damage for 0 energy card, which is very, very useful here in the early game, particularly if I want to kill elites, particularly if I want to kill a Gremlin Knob. So I will happily take it. Note that we did not find any potions during our combats, so that the fact that I bought that Fear Potion at the shop is going to be essential to what happens here. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to discard both of them. So draw 8 new cards. Get rid of Ascender's Bane. And we'll probably wake up next turn using the Fear Potion here. Definitely don't want to mess around with a regenerating Lagavulin. If this enemy saps our strength enough times, the battle becomes completely hopeless. And that healing every turn, once you have a damage penalty, oh boy, you are in bad town. That's right. Bad town. You don't want to go there. Reflex has betrayed us. We always knew it would. Please don't kill me. We can play 2 defense here, but playing this dagger throw is essential. This is our last turn of vulnerable. Don't forget, it's healing 3 every turn, and it's about to reduce our strength. So... yikes. Please die. Please, please, please die. Hooray! Note that without accuracy, these Shivs would only be doing 2, and this would not be a kill. But it was a kill. We get our green key after all. And now we're on track to fight some more elites, with a Toy Ornithopter allowing us to heal for every potion we use, and our potion chance is relatively high. Every time you don't find a potion, after a combat, your odds to find a potion go up. Every time you do find a potion, your odds go down. Acrobatics here is definitely a thing that I would like to have. Draw 3, discard 1. It's a little preemptive. We don't necessarily want it until we have a bit more energy, but simply by virtue of making this reflex way more consistent, I think it's a very valuable inclusion in the deck. I'm still a little worried about the potentiality of a Gremlin Knob, though. Be careful here. Sucker Punch would help a lot with Gremlin Knob. So would Slice, I suppose. Oh, we get a combat. I like that we got a combat. I don't like that we got this combat. With this turn 1. This looks a bit more reasonable. We need to kill the slime first. It just has the lower health. We employ the endless agonies in pursuit of this. Hopefully the Jawworm will buff next turn. Good. Very good. This turn could hurt a little. I guess we're hoping that it buffs again, and then we draw the Blade Dance the following turn. Pretty unlikely, though. Well, maybe not that unlikely. So if Acrobatics finds either Neutralize or Blade Dance, we should have a kill, correct? No, because Dagger Throw... Blade Dance won't be a kill. It's not enough damage. So I would need to either use the Swift Potion, but considering that I'm only potentially saving 4 health, I think it's a very bad idea to use this potion. So let's just Acrobatics and see if we find Neutralize. That's the only way we take nothing. We do not take nothing. Getting through the block the Jawworm generates each turn can be a challenge. Fortunately, we're through what was a relatively difficult fight with actually not that much health lost. And I think that is going to be the influence of the gambling chip as we go forward. Flechette's gambling chip. Oh, I love Flechette's here. Flechette's that I upgrade. Yes! This is a Flechette's plus kind of deck. Flechette's is a relatively hard to find card. Especially hard to find in a situation where it's good. When Flechette's is really good is in a silent discard deck that can control its hand contents really well. Cards like Acrobatics let you draw more cards and then discard an attack, leaving you with just a handful of skills. Flechette's can capitalize on that for massive damage output. And I think that's what we want most right now, is just a massive damage card to clobber these 3 elites with. The potential for turn 1 damage output with the gambling chip is insane, and there's a few relics we could find that would make this even better. But I think if we take and upgrade Flechette's now, we'll laugh and laugh and laugh that Nob is ever a thing. Ooh, an Hourglass will also help massively, just doing free damage every turn to everything. Now I'm quite confident that we're going to at least beat these 2 elites. No, not even questioning whether to rest or upgrade there. I'm mentally adding plus 10 to my current health, knowing that the Toy Ornithopter will heal us. So I am not currently worried about that too much. We're intentionally discarding the skills, though. No sign of Flechette's yet. Not a strong showing, but otherwise a really good turn 1 here. Do I use the Power Potion? I think I'm going to use the Draw Potion during this fight. So let's save the Power Potion for a different elite battle. Make sure I have room in hand. Already below half. It's a good sign. Yeah, nice Flechette's, nerd. Perhaps I'll simply play the Acrobatics, though. I think I will. Then you'll see. Then you'll all see. Oh. So, about that Draw Potion. That's more like it. Okay, that seems fine. So, we are guaranteed to kill next turn, right? Because either I draw Blade Dance, which does 24 damage, or I draw Survivor and Reflex. That means we can play this Defend to save a little bit of health here. Get our potion back? No, but we do get a Mango, meaning we're technically healed off of that Gremlin Knob. And a well-laid plans allowing us to retain stuff. You'd love to see it. That can make those embarrassing Flechette's draws into slightly less embarrassing Flechette's draws. Red Slaver. Let's not worry about well-laid plans in this one. Is it kill? Yes. Beautiful. Potion replenished. Corpse explosion. Wow. Fly poison. When the enemy dies, deal damage equal to its max health to all enemies. One of my favorites, especially in the early game. A great way to solve any multi-enemy problem fight. Simeon asks, do you think Nob is more or less scary with the guaranteed lower damage and vulnerable on turn 2? Ultimately more scary, because it means there's really no hope if you don't have a 3-turn KO on him versus lower Ascensions. The higher The higher strength gain on higher Ascensions is also way nastier, of course. However, the chance that you get clobbered for a little bit more on turn 2 can be annoying, for sure. Especially in runs that would have been quite successful otherwise. Second order had a run today with a bottled reflex gambling chip. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Lagavulin is back. Good. It's a decent turn 1. Not decent enough, though. Can do better. Given I have 2 more turns to set up. We can do better. Alright. Put that poison. And keep the survivor, I want to say. I think I also should have used the power potion earlier, but the correct time is still now. Actually, is even more correct for in case of Wraith form. But works great, though, giving us a little bit more density to work with, block-wise. The flechettes. Also, of course, healing 5 there. 4 skills. Or I can just keep 3. I feel like I have to do some damage here. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh. We have ourselves a run. A blessed run. Welcome to the deck prepared. I'm going to upgrade that prepared, possibly before I upgrade many other things. Tough Bandages says, gain block when we discard a card. Which card? Discard. Deck. So do I upgrade my damage cards or my draw discard stuff? I think I upgrade the draw discard stuff. So let's actually start with that prepared. I get to look at one more card and I gain 3 block. That's potent. Last elite. The 3 sentries. They've been hiding from me. Can't believe that we're now gaining block for each card that I discard on turn 1. Oh, look at that corpse explosion flechettes wombo combo. My god. 6 times 6. Target the 1. Actually, does not matter. Oh, this could be the most satisfying death ever for sentries. Boom! Get them out of here. And get the blood vial in here, slowly healing us. Early malaise. You'd love to see a way to reduce the strength of an enemy permanently. I could even upgrade that immediately for the Guardian fight, which would be very good. This game plan's not bad either. If I had a second Blade Dance, I would consider a second accuracy, but I'm not going to go 2 accuracies, 1 Blade Dance. That's insane. Plus I have flechettes. So, let's take that malaise then. And I will upgrade that malaise. And the Guardian is going to have a bad time. Managed to draw neither flechettes nor melees here. Very surprised. So knowing that acrobatics will draw at least 2 skills, I'll just play it. I could also draw 2 skills, discard 2 strikes. With the prepared here. Very good. And I'll just do this for 3. That's pretty reasonable. Take 4 damage back when we play an attack. Yeah, fine. It's a really good hand, but I didn't want to take 1. That means I don't get to keep Survivor, huh? Actually, the Whirlwind, or the next attack turn is pretty insignificant. So here I am, taking 1. Hello? Damage cards. There you are. The acrobatics. Would Tools of the Trade be good here? Definitely. Empty Cage might be better, though. Any way to increase the average draw discard densitude, so to speak. It's going to be a tremendous boon. Wristblade. Not convinced. There's a spicy flechettes. No, I'm not quite convinced by a wristblade. Because we don't have an eviscerate, mainly. Ah. Good fight, Guardian. Good fight. Ancient Potion could be worth taking. Storm of Steel? Interesting. Grand Finale. We have the well-laid plans. Yes. Yes. We will be a finale deck. It is written. Grand Finale can only be played if there are no cards in your draw pile. For Grand Finale to be successful, I think you need 2 things on silent. Well, 3 things. 3 things on silent. A willingness to triple check your work. You need some kind of retain, well-laid plans, or runic pyramid. And you need multiple different sources of draw cards that have different numbers of how many cards they draw on them. We've got Dagger Throw, draw 1, Prepared, draw 2, Acrobatics, draw 3. We can even upgrade that Acrobatics to be draw 4. We also can Gambling Chip for any number of cards on turn 1. And all of these things make Grand Finale much, much, much easier to put into play. I'll take that Finale. And I'll like it. From here, we mostly want to add draw discard effects and get cards removed, notably all the strike cards. I'll be keeping these potions. They spoke of it. All of the strike cards may leave via Pandora's box here. It's going to be 10 transforms. you're so inclined to Pandora's glitch in your own runs, this would be the time to do it. Holy moly. Yeah, spicy finale run or a speedrun seed. There's another way to look at this into P-Box. But I'm pretty sure we're just going to keep what we find in this Pandora's box, which is a lot of really nice stuff. Such as Nightmare, such as Terror, such as... Gonna be a challenge from here. But we've got lots of good stuff to discard. Burst. Actually didn't notice that expertise hiding in the corner, but that expertise is very, very powerful as well. Tough Bandages is going to have to be the block. All we need is 1 or 2 calculated gambles. A card removal or 2. And I think this is going to start to really shine. And we can, in fact, afford 2 removals back to back here. Good. Love the way the elites are laid out. I think we can go elite hunting too. That's the cool thing. I think this deck is capable of... Even though it might look like a random jumble of cards at the moment, which it kind of does even to me, the relics that we have, and just a handful of the cards, the important ones, are going to make all the difference here. Current most important upgrades are, yes, well-laid plans, Terror, Reflex, Acro, Expertise would be the 5. Finale can wait. Maybe even just go unupgraded the whole time. I guess the real question I'm asking myself now is, how many elites do I want to eat? How many events do I want to look at in the later half, too? Could take 3 chances at Colosseum here. That's pretty spicy. And lets me go the double shop removal line, too. Oh, I like that way too much to not want to do it. I can think of 5 cards I'd love to remove from this deck, and they're all out attack. Actually, the all-out attack blocks for 3, and it's really good AoE for these slaver fights. This Deadly Poison? Yeah. There's a few. Although maybe I want to be removing things that aren't skills because of flechettes. I'm really not sure here. Anyway. I'm starting here. And I'm going to dunk this guy in the dirt. Surely Burst Malaise is sufficient, right? Like, do I Nightmare Malaise? Now he is a tiny avocado. Just the tiniest. I draw the Ascender's Bane and succeed. Two skills, oh boy. I'll take it. These are what, 36 damage each? I think we just have a kill here, yeah? Sure do. That worked pretty well. Sneaky Strike, Dagger Throw, Outmaneuver. Sneaky Strike looks tempting, although we might not need more attacks at this point. Outmaneuver Plus with a Malaise and a Will-Aid Plans. And a Nightmare. Oh yeah. I like this Outmaneuver quite a bit. There's some very interesting things we can do with it, especially if we can find the space to play it on turn 1. Giving us more energy, especially if we can get our draw engine online, lets us do some very silly things. Let's take it. And I think I can often afford to play it on turn 1 because I have so much... Wait, do I have 2 Blade Dances? I do! Didn't realize we got a second Blade Dance. How exciting. So, for example, here, I can play the outmaneuver on turn 1. I could even burst it, but that seems excessive. And then do I well-laid plans the corpse explosion or just play a corpse explosion? Nothing's clear to me anymore. Do as follows. Pick one here. Our best damage line is what? Corpse. Agony. Agony. Sucker Punch. All-out attack. Which is 6 plus 7 is 13. 23 plus 8, 31 damage. Alright, well, then I'm using a potion, which is fine, because we heal for 5. But again, we're 1 short of killing them both, because of course we are. Either of these potions obviously gets us there. I think I will, because I have a terror, use the fear potion. Heal for 5. You do get a potion back, so I feel good about using the potion. Finisher's interesting, but I don't think it's that good. We don't really have the energy to play a bunch of other attacks and finisher. Unless we also outmaneuver or something weird. Seems greedy. Better perhaps, I think, to keep the deck relatively small. Alright, I'm not messing around. I'm just going to discard... Actually, wait. Yeah, just discard everything here. Lock for 24. Then hit it. Understandable. There's no way to get this finale to land. That's okay. Well, I might have been able to just kill with it next turn had I not foolishly played that reflex. Went a little too quick there, I think. Haven't gotten my finale brain online yet. Haven't even been looking for ways to get it into play. As with the melees down, I'm not even that worried. But perhaps I should be. Especially if my shivs only do this much damage. If I want to block this hit, I need to let both Survivor and All-Out Attack discard a card. Let's go Deadly Poison, Survivor, All-Out Attack. Because you don't get blocked from tough bandages unless a card is actually discarded. Beautiful. We're at full health now. We can find another potion. We're offered another Blade Dance, Dagger Throw, Sneaky Strike, but I don't feel compelled to add any of these cards unless they were upgraded. Generally how I'm feeling in Act 2. Seek the upgraded cards, not the not upgraded cards. And do take an Energy Potion over an Essence of Steel. That seems much more broadly useful. There's a Tools the Trade. Interesting. Madness is a unique option for decks like these as well. Making a random card in your deck cost 0. And I could almost get behind Ping for question card, but not quite. If I was going to dupe any one card in this deck, what would it be? Well, we didn't get Reflex upgraded. But I can dupe the Prepared Plus? You know, that's oddly good. I actually really like it. Panache could be good AoE damage. That's interesting. I feel like we've got the damage half pretty well sorted, if we can just trim the fat a bit. Am I forced into that second store? No, I'm not. But I am if I want to visit many question marks. I guess it's only one fewer this way. Right, we get 1, 2, 3 elites. 1, 2... It's actually a 1 more elite guaranteed this way. And I feel very capable. We're at full health. Currently removal's 100, the next one will be 125. Is there any case where you would want to visit normal enemies instead of unknowns? Many, many cases, luck. In fact, I would generally recommend visiting normal enemies instead of unknowns, because card rewards become so valuable, or are so valuable at the start of the game. Card rewards are a lot less valuable having just taken a Pandora's box, so we're disincentivized a little bit. I'm also following my heart a little bit. We're already in very, very good shape. But generally speaking, the guaranteed money that you get from combats, the chance for potions, and, of course, the card rewards themselves mean that visiting regular combats is a very important part of making your deck stronger in Slay the Spire. Ideally, you tackle elite combats when you can, but regular combats are still very rewarding. And they give you a pretty substantial increase in power if you're able to beat them without a lot of health loss, and that's where it can get really tricky. Looking at the map here, I think what I'm going to do is remove one of our cards. That's going to be... what is that going to be? It's going to be one of the 2 all-out attacks. Even though they do give me block. And we're going to duplicate the prepared. I am going to pay for that. And we're going to avoid this shop unless something weird happens here. No, I just gained max health, which I'm okay with. Go down to 57 out of 85. Truthfully, I'm not worried. You're worried. Okay, accuracy, Blade Dance looking great here. Terror's pretty good too. Where do we want this to go? I should discard a number of cards that makes a finale convenient for myself. Let's assume that I draw 5. There's a bunch of ways to do that. I want to discard 4 cards this turn, then. These 4. Ooh, all-out attack. Probably my 3rd card. Accuracy. Blade Dance. Shiv, 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 Shiv. All-out attack takes care of the 2 minions. Definitely don't want to leave gremlins on the field here, as they'll encourage the Grim Leader to attack me. We did discard the reflex, though. How entertaining. Can still finale in a couple of different ways. And we did get attacked. How dare you? What if I were to finale you right now? What would you say to that? You stinky. Right in your stupid face. Yeah. That does still leave me taking some damage here, though. Could use the attack potion to heal for a bit. Possibly prevent something with a dagger throw or a dash would be the ideal hits. Take a look. All-out attack. That at least blocks for a little bit here. I'll take it. I'll take it. What if there was a better way? Might have been. Tropius of Light, thank you so much for the 13 months. Oh my. We got a kunai. The bad news is that the kunai gives us tons of dexterity. Just like oodles of dexterity. But the only card in the entire deck that actually works with dexterity is Survivor. However, we can increase the number of cards that work with dexterity to 2 if I take this Deflect, which I think is pretty good, considering. Having more than one block card sounds nice, for a lot of reasons. It's a 100% increase in block density. The power. So many things that are good upgrades. I'm going to start with the Terror. This deck does not have a lot of energy, and saving 1 energy on one of our card plays does help quite a bit. Five. Wonderful. Do enough damage to force Mystic to heal next turn. Keep it prepared so that I can line up Finale a couple turns from now. Might have been able to kill the Night turn one, or on this turn here. In fact, I'm quite sure that I could, but Finale. Wonderful. Enjoy your explosion. Gambler's Brew is a ridiculous potion for this silent. It gives us block with the tough bandages in addition to being an incredible amount of draw control for us. Holy moly. Let's take that over the Ear Potion, I think. Eviscerate might look good on paper here. It's an attack that becomes 0 cost very easily. However, I don't think that we want to add more attacks. We've got plenty with Double Blade Dance. And if we want something 0 cost that does big damage, well, that's what Finale is for. Eviscerate is outclassed in this deck. Love this Frozen Egg, though. Upgraded powers offered to us. This deck would really appreciate Tools of the Trade Plus in particular, but After Image Plus would also be highly welcome. So my goal in this fight is not to Grand Finale. My goal in this fight is to outmaneuver Malaise. Which we just did, successfully. We win! Oh, it's even outmaneuver Flying Knee Malaise. Yikes. Can we get some Fs in chat for the Book of Stabbing here? Wah, wah. Oh, could I didn't even see the burst. Could I have bursted that for even more sadness? That's funny. Maximum Sanitude. But now you have to die in style. It is decreed. Beautiful. How much does the book scale? Book of Stabbing will increase its number of stabs by 1 per turn. There is no limit. I mean it. Footwork Plus to go with our 2 cards. How about a Blur? Yet another card to block with, and this one lets me retain block from turn to turn. 1 Blur in a really well-oiled discard deck can be very impressive. Corpse Explosion. Think about that. Don't have well-laid plans. Let's do it this way. I could Nightmare Neutralize? That's a weird option. Deadly would contribute a little bit of damage, but adds a Dazed. I'm going to skip the Dazed and just draw our intended hand here. Not able to activate Zakunai. So I do want to burst this Survivor. Very well. Actually, wait, no, I don't need to burst it because it gets me 3 more block from the bandages. Save 1 Dazed. Brilliant. I play the outmaneuver, we're just more likely to not be able to kill with whatever we draw. Let's just not play it. Oh right, Hourglass. Even better. Dash. That's a card that works with the Kunai. So does Dodge a Roll. All unupgraded though. And I don't know. I guess this Dodge a Roll could be okay. But I mostly feel like we want to not add too many cards that don't say draw or discard on them. We want a high density of discard engine with supplementary effects in it. I think this is where we stop for now. We get a random relic here. It's Regal Pillow. I'll take the Sapphire Key over that, because we have healing already from the Toy Ornithopter and the Blood Vial, and because we have a very large max HP pool, so I do not anticipate needing to rest very much, if at all. We are intangible on this turn, not that it does us any good for so being. Corpse Explosion could be a helpful way to kill the minions here, although at 2 cost, I'm not sure that it's worthwhile. I'll definitely play the Will-Aid plans. Who's the Nightmare? Definitely playing the plans. So we're going to hold on to either Finale or... Let's hold on to Finale. Don't kill the Shield Gremlin, which might seem a little strange. It's okay. We've got it. By it, I mean attacked. We've got attacked. Seems an appropriate time for our Gambling Potion. We could discard 5 or even more than 5 if I played the Blade Dance first, to draw cards anew, although I shouldn't discard 5 exactly, as that'd be awkward. Should discard either 4 or play the dagger throw. And then discard 4. So I just should discard 4 and keep the dagger throw. That's what I'm seeing. That's the way to guarantee it. That way we can play either the prepared, or we can use the acrobatics and the dagger throw to get the remaining 4. This works best, though. Discard this and this. We draw 2. So lets me play Finale. That was a beautiful discard potion. And that was a 45 damage flechette. Wow. Let's advance 1 on Incense Burner, I suppose. Run! Be gone, foul beasts. Molten Egg upgrades any and all attacks we might add from here. But Calculated Gamble is not an attack, therefore it is not upgraded. Therefore, well, I'm still going to take it. I hopefully don't need to explain this one too much. Calculated Gamble discards our entire hand for free. That's good. It says card draw on it. That's also good. Here's a merchant. This is also good. Second blur. Now we're headed somewhere. Chemical X with Malaise, specifically with Nightmare Malaise, very powerful. That's an intriguing option. Not one I mind at all. There's a lot of other things we can do with that investment, though. We're definitely going to remove a card. Card removal cleans up this deck so nicely. I think it's really required, and I think what I'm going to remove is Deadly Poison now. Yeah, we're going to remove Deadly Poison now. So, could buy another blur. 2 blurs could be amazing, especially once this gamble is upgraded, which it will be momentarily. And I dig this Good Instincts if we're doing stuff like that. 0 cost block, very, very valuable in the silent, especially this particular one. Although Deflect works just fine, too. I will buy the second blur. Maybe we take the Footwork instead of the Good Instincts. Footwork becomes a good Nightmare target, too. Okay, we'll do it that way, then. I'll take the Footwork and the blur. And I upgrade this. And now we're starting to create a strategy for blocking in Act 3 and 4. By having essentially Barricade, plus tons of dexterity, plus lots of free block from the tough bandages, which is already contributing hundreds and hundreds of block. Gotta get those blurs played, though. I forgot to manipulate my Incense Burner for this fight. I don't think it's gonna matter much. This has to get played. This is going to be wildly entertaining. I like it. You, please explode. Can both steal my cards. I'll take those back immediately, thank you. We just get free card draw. That's funny. Thanks. I need to draw a blur. Yesterday. No, my blur. Starting from scratch on the Baalorlord, what a tragedy. Could use the potion, but I don't think I need to. There's our footwork. This feels more or less required. Stuff is getting in play. Hyper Beam is next turn. Let's just go ahead and block that in this fashion. And you know what? I am gonna Nightmare Neutralize. No, I'm gonna Nightmare Reflex. Yeah, that's even better. What are you gonna do about that, sir? This seems OP. Especially with flechettes, actually. So now we have one very big turn where we draw lots of cards. Lots of cards. And play a lot of cards, too. Oh, do we ever play cards? Accumulate several turns of retaining block. Good. Can start to chain react outmaneuvers there a little bit. The Baalorlord. Burst the gamble. Beautiful. GG. Grand Finale Plus. Second Nightmare here is an option, but I think that probably the easiest take is our Adrenaline. Just a little bit of extra energy to get us started, a little bit more card draw. Let's grab this Adrenaline. I might have to Nightmare Reflex again, and that strongly made me want to upgrade our Reflex. Runic Dome is my energy choice. I actually don't mind Runic Dome one bit here, because this deck is a blur deck. We can retain block, therefore we don't care if we're blocking uselessly. And this will fuel a lot of extra energy. I think we could have a moderately successful time with Tiny House. And Sacred Bark would probably be fairly good, doubling the effectiveness of potions. But on 4 base energy, I think this is really going to start to thrive. And we're going to be able to do a lot. Especially if I upgrade Acrobatics, Burst, Well-Laid Plans, and Nightmare. Some combination of those. Apotheosis would be nice, given how many upgrades we need. But at least we have 2 eggs to help ensure I don't get future cards that I need to upgrade.
Hey everyone. Did you know that you can now support me directly on YouTube by getting a channel membership? For as low as $5 a month, you'll get access to perks like custom badges and emojis to use in comments and discounts on the merch store, all while helping support me and this channel to do what I love every day. Just click the join button below to get started. Now back to the video.
Not really interested in the stores. Are upgrades a reasonable possibility? Not really. Not really. Would this deck upgrade all cards? 1000% yes. How many events can I take? Ooh, I like these events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's look at a whole bunch of events this act. If we find Mind Bloom, I'll choose to upgrade every card in the deck. Otherwise, we will simply have a good time getting somewhat stronger throughout the act. With our Runic Dome, I'm truthfully not too worried one way or the other here. So now we're able to both generate dexterity and block in substantial portion on any given turn. Six cards, please. Thanks. Yeah, you can start to see some of the silly things we're able to do from here. Like, holy moly. Keep this. That was the entire deck on turn 2. So in 2 turns, we've drawn 31 cards. This finale almost ending up oddly irrelevant. Though it surely will matter for something like Time Eater. We'll have to be quite deliberate there. Begin to fall, losing Malaise, Well-Laid Plans, or Fléchettes Plus? Excuse me? How rude. Well, it's been nice knowing you, Fléchettes. But at the moment, the deck needs fewer damage cards. You are one of the better damage cards, but we will be okay without you. I think losing Fléchettes will actually help encourage me to use the Grand Finale, too. So, losing Fléchettes is probably a good thing, overall. We would have preferred it say Sucker Punch, though, I'm sure. Y'all. Can't quite burst the Corpse Explosion. My mistake. Although I could with the Energy Potion. Or whatever that's worth. Get turn 1. Turn 1 intangible against the Elite. Should really set that up to be turn 2, huh? Yeah, I should. Okay, I'll try to let the fight last that long. So the goal is to win with Incense Burner saying 4. That is the goal. -7 strength. This one can barely do any damage at all now. Foolish. So I want this thing to die next turn. Seems achievable. Especially if I burst Corpse Explosion. Perfect. Yeah, no, let's not go there. I will add one more Acro to this, now that we're on 4 energy. More draw, more discard. More yes. Purple Fire Spirits. We can donate any one card. Give up a rare card to gain 10 max health. Give up a common or uncommon to gain something else. Do I want to lose Corpse Explosion here? I think with Grand Finale, it might not be a necessary card. Although the poison damage could help against Time Eater. No, I don't need any help against Time Eater. I think I'm going to lose Corpse Explosion. Of all things. It's a big expensive card that it truly doesn't behoove me to play against really anything other than Spikers. And we already have a way to solve Spikers too. That way we also gain the 10 max health and the full heal, which I will take. Ah! It's the one card I wanted. Blasphemer. The Abacus could be interesting, giving us block whenever we shuffle the draw pile. Enlightenment only works on Nightmare? That's not worth it. Taking a Preserved Insect to make elites smaller could be nice, although I don't think we're going to need it, so I'd rather take either a removal or the Abacus here. And I'm thinking a removal would be very helpful at this time. Let's lose the other all-out attack. This thing. If we needed damage against Heart, Caltrops could have been quite beneficial there, but I think, again, the finale is really going to start to serve us better and better and better with more time. This fight is exactly why I set Incense Burner for 2. I'm going to deliberately not kill either dagger here in order to provoke the Reptomancer into attacking me next turn. If there are 4 daggers on the field, the Reptomancer will be forced to attack me, and that'll happen when I'm intangible. Do the following. Footwork, plans, blade dance, blade dance. Keep the expertise. So these each attack for 9 on turn 1. Repto is always summoning on turn 1. And now on turn 2, the bottom 2 daggers are attacking for 25 damage and dying as a result. The top 2 daggers are attacking for 9 and adding a wound. And Reptomancer herself is performing some kind of attack. Although I'm not actually sure which kinds. Okay, we'll need expertise to draw 2. I'll actually just kill them all with Finale anyway. So that is the intent. Until you have 6. So I can go Blur. Currently withdraw 1. Make it 2. Beautiful turn. Now there's no daggers on the field, and even if a Reptomancer is attacking, we have enough block to cover it already. And I retain that block for 3 turns. Courier. A little bit late for Courier. We spent all our money just a moment ago. But it'll help make the final shop potentially have something good in it. Piercing Whale, normally a card I quite like for late game silent, but it's a lot worse with Runic Dome. And we are achieving what Piercing Whale can do via other means. I think we can skip these. I like that. Eat your money until the loan was paid back. Yes, I think anything that would let you essentially borrow stuff from shops would be very, very strong, particularly just letting you go to the first store in Act 1 and yoink whatever you wanted from it with no worry about debt because you'd already sorted yourself out relic-wise. It'd be very good. You could maybe add some kind of penalty, but as a general rule, you don't want to give the player the gold and have the player spend the gold in the same place. That's the whole point of limited decision-making that creates a roguelite. Oh, thank you, Phelia. I was trying to find how to resolve that. We did beat Gwyn within 200 deaths. We actually beat Gwyn within 3 attempts of making the poll. But some people are owed their chat points. So please pay out to the believers. Success. Okay, let's get this well-laid plans finally upgraded. I've been bemoaning its lack of upgrade for quite some time. And we'll have to recall shortly. Maybe I was meant to recall there, actually. Oops, that's not what I thought I was doing. Go well-laid plans, blur, accuracy, keep adrenaline malaise? Something like that. Oh, I don't know what you're doing. That's right. That's how it works. Ah! What even is reality? I'm not allowed to know. Expertise for 2 lets me play Finale. Could be being attacked this turn, so I should probably do something ridiculous like Burst Blur. Strength buff. Now we're intangible. Okay. Had to cover my bases, though. Maw has an interesting attack pattern, and is one of the more interesting enemies, I suppose, to talk about with the Runic Dome, so I'll do this here for a moment. Maw has a almost cyclical attack pattern. They start with a big debuff that makes you vulnerable and frail, but then they kind of rotate attacking and buffing their strength. They have a big chomp, a scaling multi-chomp, so a ×1 attack starts out as a nibble for only 5 damage, but then goes to like 10 by 2, 15 by 3, 20 by 4, and it gets really, really scary very quickly. That one gets stronger and stronger as the fight goes on. Moreover, there's a decided pattern to the attacks. The big chomp can be followed up by the multi-chomp, but the multi-chomp can only be followed up by a buff. So the Maw ends up going big chomp, multi-chomp, buff, and then repeats that, or goes multi-chomp, buff, multi-chomp, buff. But either way, you always know the buff is coming after the multi-chomp. I think they can also do big chomp and then buff as a variation, so good luck figuring out what they're going to do. But the point is, if you hear multiple chomps, it means there's not an attack coming on the next turn. And that's the important one. Just Burst Blur. Make the Blurricade. Draw 6, by the way? Oh, yeah. So we retain block for the next 3 turns. Pretty much always have Barricade in play. That's how this deck ends up playing. Grand Finale. An Entropic Brew is a lot of healing. Already have a Terror. Choke is kind of amusing. Could actually be quite a bit of damage, but the Finale mostly obviates any need for additional damage cards. I'll take the Brew over the Energy Potion, though. That sounds grand. Grand. Finale. Nunchaku is wonderful, giving us energy for spamming attacks, which we want to do with the Kunai anyway. And these nerds are here to give me a hard time. Hard to decide how many cards to discard on turn 1. Sometimes I want to keep the cards, but the more cards I discard, the more block I get. So I want to discard them too. Obviate to make redundant or unnecessary. I need to play the Blade Dance, but I don't actually have Finale in hand, so what am I doing here? Or Dagger Throw. I guess I can Dagger Throw the Reflex then. There it is. Single attack from all 3. Curious. Eight cards left. With expertise, I can make it happen. Let's card this, actually. We'll only draw 2. Actually, this is the way to do it. Just have 5 in the draw pile and end the turn. We're intangible and I Finale at the same time. Will this hold up against Time Lord? Oh yes, you better believe Time Lord is very screwed. Because I have a Nightmare and I have a Malaise. And those things are going to ruin Time Eater. We also have another Calculated Gamble now, which is beautiful. Still hoping for an upgrade all on one of these events. But we keep getting combats instead. How awkward. How embarrassing. This big stinker always debuffs you on turn 1. So we know that's what they're doing. This is a good option for this fight. Could have played that Blade Dance with an Nunchaku, actually. Foolish. Go. Burst, Blur, Deflect to keep Survivor footwork. Max damage per turn is 37. We can outblock that quite easy. With 20 block Survivor. And counting. Burp. Easy fight. None of those ones. using that I usually don't bother playing the accuracy. Snecko oil is interesting. Accuracy plus could really scale the damage, but again, grand finale. Do I take the upgrade or the elite? I'd really like to upgrade Gamble, so I think we'll opt out of this elite. I'll recall. And we'll see what the event has. And then I can upgrade Gamble before the bosses. Okay. So red key and not Mind Bloom. Understood. Offered a footwork. Offered prismatic shard. A little late for that. Or offered a removal. Of course, I can afford that removal in the final store anyway. So I think we simply keep our money, look at the contents of the next store after the act bosses, and see how that goes. There, I'll potentially remove another attack or something. Is Phantasmal Killer any good here? It actually could be. Doubling our attack damage. If we were deliberate about it. But what if we just had Infinite Blanc instead? Uh-oh. Writhing Mass. Now that's a bit of a problem. This enemy has the potential to curse us by adding a parasite to our deck. We being me, do not want this to happen. Me do not want this to happen. Normally this enemy's intent changes whenever they're attacked. Here, because we can't see what they're doing, there's no point. There's a couple things we could infer. They never open with the curse, so I didn't strike them at all on turn 1. But that's the only assurance, only guarantee that I had of any kind here. I think thus I risk as follows. I should have bursted that malaise. My 2 health, no. Oh, hey. Another malaise? That's very convenient leading up to Time Eater. I'll take it. You ever proc Grand Finale? Ever proc Kunai by playing Grand Finale 3 times? You ever proc Kunai by playing Bludgeon 3 times? That's also fun. I've done that. Does Burst Malaise play Malaise twice at the current mana? You better believe it does. I don't like discarding these Endless Agonies, but I'm going to. Could open this by giving Time Eater negative 8 strength with Burst Malaise. That's pretty decent as an opener here. I'm relatively okay with that. We can do better than that, but we have another Malaise with which to do it, and that gives us a lot of negative strength on the Time Eater, such that we have time to do it. Wow, we perfectly blocked. I did not know that was going to be perfect block. Time Eater has 3 different moves that they can do during phase 1 of this fight. Well, during any phase of the fight. They have a ×3 multi-attack, which is a base damage of 8 × 3. They have a singular slam with a base damage of, I want to say, 32. And they have a debuff that inflicts 1 turn of vulnerable, weak, and frail to the player. Since the Time Eater can't do the big slam twice in a row, do this. That means that they can never be doing any damage to me on this turn. It's either a 0x3 attack or the debuff. Now this could be, well, this could be a couple things that are quite dangerous to me. Well, the multi-attack won't be any damage, but if this is the big slam, it's going to be for 20 plus. With vulnerable and frail, we have to consider that possibility here. Probably means playing calculated gamble for some block. But we definitely will lay plans first. Could dagger throw finale right now, but I'm not going to. Need to get some stuff out of the deck first. Was the big slam, so blocking for as much as I did was very important there. We're intangible here. It's okay. Just get rid of all of those cards. Never draw any of those again. There's the big hit, so it can't be a multi-hit. Which means I can go Sucker Punch Malaise or something. Minus 10 strength. And now the difficult work of bluricating begins. You shouldn't be keeping blade dances. Four. -1 draw, so I actually need +5. Okay, so we should simply wait one more turn. Finale next turn. That way, acrobatics, reflex draws. Very important there to remember that we were only drawing 4 cards at the start of our turn base because Time Eater applies the minus draw debuff with their big attack. Now we can play Finale successfully for the first time. Huzzah. But the lack of blurring is distressing. There must be a blur. Else, what is the point? There's a lot of slimes in my deck. We have to fix that. Who put all these slimes in here? Tim, was that you? to go. Keep it prepared. My draw was not penalized. Good. Should have played the lure first there. It's okay. So much block, so little time. Pender's healing themselves below half this turn, so we're mostly focused on, you guessed it, accumulating more stacks of blur. So that we can keep retaining this block for longer and longer. Is easy enough to draw? Play the blur, then shuffle the deck. If Time Eater hits us with the drawdown attack, we'll perfectly line up our finale. That'd be great. Nope, it's a multi-hit. Five stacks of blur. Make it 7. Seven turns of retaining this much block. Then we did get the big slam, and it prevented me from doing the finale. Versus... finale expertise. It's more flexible. Can even use it as a draw 1 if I want to. Eight turns of retaining block. Slimes have got to go. Didn't quite need to make that work like that. It's fascinating. Normally with Dome, I'm talking about what the opponent could be doing and how that matters. This deck just doesn't care at all. That's pretty entertaining. Doesn't matter what the opponent's doing. Kill them anyway. Gamble into finale. Get rid of this. More blur. Sure, I'll take the kunai. Time Eater's attacking for like 60. Oh well. Yeah, oh well, I think is where we categorize that. Finally, next turn we have drawdown, so we're drawing 4. 4. Draw 2? Okay, I see how to do that. Just keep the reflex. Dang it. Alright, I'll just kill him with Shivs then. Fine. Now, give him the poetic death. To Hourglass. Hourglass, no! You've betrayed me. Try again. GG. Next up, Nerd Bird. Nerdbird is also very thoroughly destroyed by Bursting Malaise. At -6 strength, their regular attacks will be base of 14, weakened down to 10. And their multi-attacks will be 1 times 4. Oof. Well-laid plans, what are you doing? Well-laid plans? Hello? Help! Guess I'll discard Finale. Bottom card! No! Disaster. Actually, 0x4 on the Soul Strikes. And from here, we can blur as hard as we want. We can further sap the strength of the Awakened One, but it really doesn't matter that much to do so. May or may not yield what I want. Did not. In fact, I'll probably even just play this accuracy so that I don't have to draw it over and over again. Let's do that. Beautiful turn. Grand finale. First acrobatics to get the finale, sure. Just keep drawing cards. Can't play the blade dances because I can't actually play the attacks they generate. But let's keep expertise finale. Grand finally. That works too. Never puts a void on top, but from here on out, the Awakened one may now be putting voids atop our draw pile, which could definitely make things interesting. You know what will also make things interesting? More copies of Finale. Next turn. Let's do that. I should probably set up the incense burner for the spear and shield fight. Good roll. Oh, also this turn is very awkward, so good, I guess. Those two. This feels like a dramatic improvement. All right, a few more turns to go. My carefully manipulated draw. No! So we want to win next turn. If at all possible. Wow. Gotta try again. Cards in draw pile. This would draw 7. Not gonna work out. Blur, retain 2 finales. Let's see what happens. This is the turn to kill. Looks like we're on track. Yeah. GG, nerd. Okay, that gets Incense Burner set to 4 for the troublesome part of the Spire Spear and Spire Spear fights. Wait. Yeah. The double spears. Be a terrifying fight, actually. Normally I'd be inclined to upgrade the Nightmare here, but I suspect I'm going to be playing it by means of Liquid Memories. Let's upgrade the grand finale. If I'm going to be relying on this as my primary damage, it needs to actually hit hard for the final battles. Other accuracy. There's that card remove we could just take, or we could take a toolbox, allowing me to get a colorless card of my choice on turn 1. I see flechettes are also back from their early venture into our deck that we did appreciate. Simply going to remove another card. It's going to be Flying Knee. See you later, Flying Knee. Keep the Sucker Punch over the Flying Knee because I can use the Sucker Punch to remove artifacts from enemies. Do I actually want to keep Footwork? Nah. Although here's where Burst Malaise could be good. On turn 1, we are attacked for up to... be 21 plus 12. 33 damage is the magical full block amount for this fight on this turn. That one and this one. Play the Acro. Here's our Burst. Burst lets us use the Malaise meaningfully. It's pretty hype. Although we'd almost prefer to Malaise the Shield, because the Spear is going to be attacking us for nothing next turn. But I think we still want to remove strength from the Spire Spear. Keep this and one of these. Hey there, Cheesy Bob. 29. My win-loss percentage overall. We can take a look at the win-loss percentage for the current challenge, which is... we are at 31 wins, and how many losses have we had? 19. So about 60% currently, and that's, I'd say, where my win rate tends to lie, is in the 60 to 70% A20 heart. Of course, keeping a track of a win-loss percentage is a little misleading, because you're trying to take static measurements of something that is constantly changing. So you can't really ever get an idea of where it is, only where it's headed. Is it possible to Nightmare a status card? Yes. Should you? Probably not. But what I should do is just calculate a gamble right now, because then I'll draw exactly 6 cards. One of which is Grand Finally. On this turn, this is the turn the Spire Shields... No, we're intangible. This is the turn Spire Spear is attacking me. Oh, good. So I can retain block for next turn and such. Wonderful. Turn 2, Spear always attacks for 10 by 4. And then turn 3, the Spire Shield is the one that attacks for a very big, spooky number. Another calculated gamble into successful Grand Finale. How cool. So close. And yet so far. Really no point in that? Do it this way. Oh, Hourglass gets him, that's right. Good job, Hourglass. Beautiful. And we should make sure we're on 3 or 4. 3 is probably better than 4. 4 is probably better than 3, excuse me, for heart. Although we might not have the opportunity to kill them next turn, because they'll have 99 blocks, so maybe I should go for the kill right now. I'll do that. Burner on 3. Anagraph doesn't do much for us. Tough Bandages is only done 1,572 block, an average of 12 per turn. For shame. Keep up, Tough Bandages. Well, this looks like a nice turn 1. We can malaise... I'll keep the malaise plus and use the regular malaise this turn. Let's do something like this. And well-laid plans are here too. Incredible. Absolutely incredible turn 1. Optimal, even. We'll actually hold the Blade Dance, though, because I do want to malaise for at least -2. Keep this. So on this turn, we have no idea if there's a multi-attack or a big single attack headed our way. We're just not allowed to know. And that's okay. Ew. That's quite the draw. I might want to... That is quite the draw, let's just say. Although I can Nightmare the Finale with his hand. Screw it, I'm doing it. Welcome. To exhaust all of this. Keep these two. Nice, it was a multi-hit. So that was the ideal turn to draw that. And now I can get rid of some of this stuff. Don't discard that. Yeah. Etc. Ow. 10 energy for this turn. What am I going to do with 10 energy? I'm not exactly sure, but I'll figure something out. It's get hurt by Beat of Death a lot, apparently. Acro. 5 cards to draw. Keep these two. Grand Finale! You'd love to see it. Gimmicky card draw. You also love to see it. Don't discard that. We malaise here. What's in here? Energy potion? Sure. Have fun. GG, Mr. Hart. Got one more finale with your name on it. This is from 4. Perfect. GG. Hey there, if you enjoyed that video, watch this one next. And before you go, join us on Twitch and watch live. I'm there 5 days a week playing Slay the Spire, answering questions, and chilling with the community. Click the link in the description to follow right now. Ta-ta for now.